This is the first of a series of presentations exploring the notion of visual rhetoric, which is building on some much earlier work done on visual metaphor. I'm intrigued by Prezi as an alternative to PowerPoint. How does the visual structure actually assist with comprehension in an audience? It's definitely an improvement on PowerPoint, but you do have to ask yourself whether the technique, the tool of swinging around from frame to frame, as we often see in these early Prezi presentations, is actually helpful. So here's a suggestion. Sometimes information is just linear, and we want to move fairly smoothly from one piece of text to another. And there's no reason why this shouldn't be done in a linear way to reinforce that point. Occasionally you're going to want to surprise, to turn an idea on its head, to create an alternative view, or to demonstrate maybe that there might be different sides of an argument, and to do that in a visual way. And Prezi's rather nice at being able to allow you to do that fairly easily. Because there are times when you want to represent the notion that information is complex, that it's not linear, and that it isn't just about being disruptive, that you want to drill down into information, to look deeply into an issue, to get students to understand that there is a great deal that lies behind a simple idea, that there are layers of meaning, and you want to drill down visually just as you drill down in your argument, although Prezi sometimes encourages people to take that to an extreme. Ultimately, of course, it's a visual medium, and we might want to replay some of those arguments about whether in fact we should be presenting visuals without text. I think sometimes it's about listening to our own voices and working out how the image is complementing a sound, sometimes the absence of a sound, asking students to imagine a sound. Sometimes the images themselves are incredibly powerful. What does this image say? What does it say about superheroes and fallen heroes? What does it say about the representation of the ultimate, of the divine, of the imagined? It's a simple advertising hoarding taken in Spain in the summer of 2010, and yet it potentially says so much. So images certainly become rhetoric. They can represent something else other than themselves. This image represents a tunnel, but it also represents the possibility of going deeper, of going beyond into something else. And that's quite powerful. If I had an idea, I might put it at the end of a tunnel and work my way towards it. We are still important if we have something to say, but ultimately you have to ask yourself whether the presentation of what we say isn't sometimes as important as what we have to say.